implicit in dialogue, so whenever we are referring to the idea of dialogue, implicit in it is a profound and informed, educated vulnerability. So anyone who is invested in dialogue has a very profound and a very assuring and an enlightened understanding of what it means to be vulnerable. A certain openness to be proven wrong, an acknowledgement in relation to a limitation that remains largely remote and inaccessible. We are usually not aware of this limitation of ours. And as human beings, we are all limited. And we are hopelessly limited. But then what happens is that the culture, the hyper-consumerist culture, actually takes us beyond all this. And this consumerist culture, hyper-consumerist culture, it kind of suggests that we can do everything, which is definitely not the case. If there is one lie of all the lies, it is the fact that we can do everything. We cannot do everything, and we should not do everything. We should, by all means, not be in a position to do everything. Right? That is so anti-human. We are human beings. We are mortals. We are vulnerable. We are limited in our faculties, in our potential, and therefore we should live a life that is in sync with that philosophy. Something that dialogue kind of draws our attention to. So dialogue is a certain attestation of that vulnerability. The fact that there is more to what we have. The fact that we stand corrected, and the fact that we are limited, and the fact that there is an aspect of us that is inaccessible, and through dialogue we might gain access to that, and so on. Now, so through this idea, I want to passingly refer to a very interesting phrase that I read in a seminal essay written by Rabindranath Tagore. It's called My School. I don't know, some of you might have already read this. If you haven't, do check this out. I think it's one of the most remarkable essays that I have read ever. And it's remarkable in the sense that it's deep, but at the same time, it's painfully profound. It's exceptionally profound. So you read the essay and you realize, I'm assuming, I hope so, that when you read the essay, you will get what I'm trying to point out. So in that piece, Tagore points out that we have not come to this world merely to know it, but to accept it. We have come to the world to accept it and not to merely know it. Now, dialogue is something that actually takes us above the realm of knowledge. And it kind of introduces us to the realm of acceptance. And this is not a passive acceptance. This is an informed, educated, enlightened acceptance, right? This is an informed, educated, and enlightened acceptance. So very often we think of acceptance as something that is a result of a certain passivity. But here, of course, Tagore is not talking about acceptance in terms of passivity, but acceptance as something that is suggestive of a higher realization. So dialogue in that sense can be facilitating that higher realization. And according to Gandhi, modern civilization does not let that happen because it is so ridiculously obsessed with bodily comfort that it would just not let you experience that moral elevation, right? So the modern civilization is, if I were to borrow from Gandhi, galaxies away from this realm of acceptance, this higher realization, this religiosity that leads to a very informed sense of vulnerability. The fact that we don't know, the fact that we are broken individuals, we are vulnerable, and so on and so forth.